JoDee, what a wonderful, wonderful treat to have you with us today. Thank you for being here.
Sure, thanks for having me.
Oh gosh, your career started what, in the 90s?
The late 90s, yeah.
Late 90s?
Yeah.
What is one thing that you could look back on that you're most proud of?
Ugh.
I know it's hard when we.
I think the fact that we're out, 30 years and still able to, go out and do live shows, make new music,
and be in a male-dominant industry.
Well, I don't know. See, I've never wanted to hop on these bandwagons because I've seen it, and if you ask somebody like a Dolly Parton, she's seen it too. There's been times when it was like there were more males than females, and then came Shania and Faith and Martina and me and Sarah Evans, and and then it was a female, mostly females, and then males, and then so I think it ebbs and flows throughout time. Right. It just happens. If you look at the charts now, I mean, you got Ella and Megan and Lainey and Kelsey and Lauren Orina and there's.
As a financial advisor, the reason I ask you that is I am in a male dominant industry, so I know there's times we have to be really big and strong, and and you appreciate them and you look up to them, but then we are also our own tribe. And I think you're such an inspiration to so many of us. I know one of the songs that speaks the deepest to me is Some Bridges. Oh. Can we talk about that?
Sure. And we have an entirely male audience here.
And that's okay, because they're my friends, and I'm married to one of them, male. And
there you go.
But Some Bridges, let's talk about it.
Anytime you want, but,
where'd that come from?
It came from a conversation I was having in the writing room, and I said... to somebody, they're like, oh yeah, you don't want to burn that bridge, that old, that saying that,
right.
Don't burn bridges, you don't want to be burning bridges. And I was like, yeah, but what if the bridge is meant to burn?
Right.
Like, what if that bridge leads you back to something that was destructive, or something that tore you down, or something that was abusive, or something, or a job that took the life out of you? Or what if, right. What if that bridge leads to some place that destroys you? I said, sometimes bridges are meant to burn.
Right. And sometimes I don't think we really need to catch them on fire. We as women need to choose ourselves. And that's how when I heard your song and I fled a 25-year abusive marriage, and after 3 days at gunpoint, I didn't burn the bridge. I chose my life. And that's the inspiration that your song gave me permission to walk, and that's, I think that's what I'm representing for so many women when we hear your music is.
Well, there's guys that relate to that too.
Yeah.
In the sense of, and I always tell people, this song is not about unforgiveness.
Right.
You have got to forgive. You have to forgive.
Yes.
Because unforgiveness is a weight that you carry. The other person doesn't care.
Right.
Right? They don't care if you're like angry on a daily basis. They're fine. And so, but I also say that you can forgive from the other side of the bridge.
Right.
You don't have to be in a bad situation to forgive. You can burn the bridge and forgive from the other side.
Yes. So as a woman to woman, what would you tell our younger selves? What would you have told yourself as a child, or let's even say 25 years ago? How would you coach yourself?
Well, I always say don't sell out who you are just to be successful. I just completed this conversation with Ella Langley downstairs. It was a part of this event that we're at. And it was like, I said, there were moments where I would look at photos or things and be like, I don't even know who that is. And it's like, you can't sell out who you are. And she was saying, well, I'm so different. And I'm like, yeah, but that's what makes you great.
Right.
That's what makes you so appreciated, because, my nephew works at an ice cream place. One time a year, they got that peppermint ice cream. And that's what makes it so special, because you can't get it every. We probably can, but I only get it, that time of year, and that's what makes it so special, is because it's not, it's not around every corner.
Right, and we all have something special to share.
Yeah,
I think on our individuality. What is a legacy that you want to leave?
The gospel.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how quiet the room gets. And then we also just had this conversation, because she's at a different point. She's just starting out. And so I've gone through all of that, and the craziness that her life is right now, and the busyness, and the trying to please everybody, and all that stuff. And it's like, you can't. You feel like you can please everybody, but you can't. And so I went through that, and then lost pretty much everything that created my story. And then realized that, it's like, why are we here? Oh, we're here for God's glory.
Yes.
We're not here to be, oh, look at me, even though, that opens a platform to share the gospel. But I think if you take my whole life, if you asked me 20 years ago, I might have said, oh, I just want people to remember me for my music. If you take my whole life, I think I would want to be remembered as someone who wanted to love. Because since I've had a relationship with Christ since 2014, it's just I've had such a huge desire on my heart to love people, to care for people, to take care of people. I want to open a ministry for artists that are feeling the crush to go, come out here, just let me love you for a minute, or let me love on you, you relax, shut the world off. That's my dream. But at the end of my life, I think it would be, she loved well and she shared the gospel.
That is beautiful.
That's it. Not for the number one records, and that's fleeting, because there are some legends that we talk about in our industry. My kids couldn't tell you who they are.
Right.
They couldn't tell you a single song.
Right.
So it's only that doesn't last forever. I saw a post that once said, the only thing you can take to heaven with you is your kids. Well, the only thing you can take to heaven with you is you, the person, not the program director. There is no program director up there. There is no, publicist up there, but you can be up there, or not up there, but you can be there in the presence of the Lord. And so that's kind of my goal.
Thank you so much for sharing your heart and giving us this time. I appreciate it.
Sure.
And it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks.